Welcome to another episode of our live stream, My Journey to the Trinity. And I hope you guys are having a great night. Um, we, I'm wearing my wife's glasses and drinking a Diet Coke because I had a Diet Coke in my car. I have a Bible study usually tonight, and so I'm a little bit late for today. I came a little bit late today because I was doing the Bible study. Sorry that I'm late. God bless you, Carolina. The Lord bless you. Thank you. And, I just wanted to, there's a couple things I actually want to talk about the wounds of Christ. And I just wanted to really quickly, as we're getting close to Ramadan, with the Muslims, it's a time of fasting. And so, but it's also a time that for Christians in the Middle East, it's sometimes a scary time because it's also a time when there's more persecution. And because there's a verse that talks about when the holy months have passed, seize the infidels wherever you find them. And so that's kind of a scary time for Christians in the Middle East. Hello, Emmanuel. God bless you, brother. And so I wanted to show you a little bit about what Martin Luther said about Islam. Now, I didn't know this. This was kind of new to me, and I thought, yes, pray, definitely. And so I wanted to show you a little bit about what Martin Luther said about Islam. Hey, Emmanuel, God bless you, brother. Emmanuel, yes, we need to talk about the Pinky situation. And, so he said some interesting things about Islam that, I never, he says that he was really admiring of their commitment, their ceremonies and stuff like that, and public gatherings. Nevertheless, they continue to deny and ardently persecute Christ, no less than our papists deny and persecute him. May they finally grasp this truth, namely that the Christian religion is by far something other than good customs or good works. For this book shows that the Turks, he's talking about the Turks, and by extension, Islam. He's talking about Islam there. In other words, okay. All right, let's just see if we could see. While Luther is by no means a model for reaching Muslims with the gospel, it is curious that some Christians reference him as an example of Muslim-Christian relations in the 21st century. Luther's writings on opposing forms of faith, including Catholics, Jews, and Muslims, are largely negative. Why then is Luther being summoned on occasions for modern-day interfaith agreement with Muslims while his writings on Catholics and Jews are largely ignored? This is not to suggest that the latter should be invoked, but rather to question why some Christians think Luther got it right when it came to Islam, but wrong when it came to Catholics and Jews, especially when he categorized them together as all guilty of the same sin of idolatry. Okay. So let's look at some other things that Luther. Okay. Let me see here if I can show you some. This is from Wikipedia. I don't usually go to that very exalted source, Wikipedia, but since I did open, yes, there are some pinky issues that we need to deal with, and we will bring that to the fore. The first to criticize the Islamic prophet Muhammad were his non-Muslim Arab contemporaries, who decried him for preaching monotheism, and the Jewish tribes of Arabia for what they claim were unwarranted appropriation of biblical narratives and figures and vituperation of the Jewish faith. Okay, so the Jews were saying, wait a minute. Okay, for these reasons, medieval Jewish writers commonly referred to him by the derogatory name al-Meshuggah, the madman or the possessed. So that's what Jews thought about Muhammad. They called him the Meshuggah. I've heard that before, the madman or possessed. During the Middle Ages, the Byzantine Christians and Western Christians considered Muhammad to be a perverted, deplorable man, a false prophet, and even the Antichrist, as he's frequently seen in some of them, like Thomas Aquinas, criticized Muhammad's handling of doctrinal matters, and his promises of carnal pleasure in the afterlife. Modern criticism has concerned Muhammad's sincerity as a prophet, his morality, his marriages, his sex life, his ownership of slaves, his psychological condition. Muhammad has also been accused of sadism and cruelty in his treatment of his enemies, including the invasion of the Banu Qurayza tribe in the. Let me see if. What I'm kind of curious, I'm wondering, let me see if we have Luther. I was kind of curious specifically about Luther. Okay, the early modern period. Now, these are what some of the, okay, this is kind of interesting here. In the Middle Ages, it was common for Jewish writers to describe Muhammad as the Meshuggah, the madman, a term of contempt used in the Bible for those who believe themselves to be prophets. Okay. Now, Thomas Aquinas, now we spoke about him, was highly critical of Muhammad's character and ethics, claiming his teachings were largely in conformity to his immoral lifestyle. He wrote in Summa Contra Gentiles. Okay, this is what Thomas Aquinas said. Muhammad seduced the people by promises of carnal pleasure, to which the concupiscence of flesh goads us. I mean, we're all, we all have these temptations. His teaching also contained precepts that were in conformity with his promises, and he gave free rein to carnal pleasure. Okay. In all this, as is not unexpected, he was obeyed by carnal men. As for proofs of the truth of his doctrine, he brought forth only such as could be grasped by the natural ability of anyone with very modest wisdom. Nor do divine pronouncements on the part of preceding prophets offer him any witness. That's meaning they never predicted his coming. On the contrary, he perverts almost all testimonies of the Old and New Testaments by making them into fabrications of his own, as can be seen by anyone who examines his law. It was therefore a shrewd decision on his part to forbid his followers to read the Old and New Testaments, lest these books convict him of falsity. It is thus clear that those who place any faith in his words believe foolishly. Now, that was Thomas Aquinas. He was one of the great theologians of the early church. Okay. Okay. And this one is Martin Luther. He referred to Muhammad as a devil and firstborn child of Satan. Luther's primary target of criticism at the time was the Pope, and Luther's characterization of Muhammad was intended to draw a comparison to show that the Pope was worse. Okay, he was going after the Pope, and he just used Muhammad for the sake of comparison. Now, this is kind of interesting. I didn't even think about this, but Voltaire, we've all heard about Voltaire, um, very famous philosopher from France. And so it'd be kind of interesting to see what he has to say. Let's see. Muhammad, Fanaticism or Muhammad the Prophet is a 5-act tragedy written in 1736 by Voltaire. It made its debut performance in Lille on April 25th, 1741. The play is a study of religious fanaticism and self-serving manipulation, based on an episode in the traditional biography of Muhammad, in which he orders the murder of his critics. Okay, Muhammad ordered the murder of many of his critics. Voltaire described the play as written in opposition to the founder of a false and barbarous sect, to whom could I, with more propriety, inscribe a satire on the cruelty and errors of a false prophet. Wow, and that's Voltaire, and he's definitely not, what we'd consider a man of religion. In a letter to Frederick of Prussia in 1740, Voltaire ascribes to Muhammad a brutality that is assuredly nothing any man can excuse, and suggests that his following stems from superstition and lack of enlightenment. He wanted to portray Muhammad as Tartuffe with a sword in his hand. Now, I don't know who Tartuffe is. Tartuffe is the imposter or the hypocrite. Okay, so in his play. Okay. According to Melis Ruthven, Voltaire's view became more positive as he learned more about Islam. Oh, really? He must have not learned that much. As a result, his book Fanaticism inspired Goethe, who was attracted to Islam, to write a drama on this theme. Completed only the poem Muhammad's Singing. Okay. Late modern period. Hindu criticism. This is what the Hindus say about Muhammad. In his 1875 work, Satyarth Prakash Dayanand Sarawasti, the founder of the Arya Samaj, a reform movement of the Vedic Dharma, quoted and interpreted several verses of the Quran and described Muhammad as pugnacious. He said Muhammad pretended to have revelations from God and that he held out bait to men and women in the name of God to entrap people. He also suggested that Muhammad had made a mere echo of the Bible. Being a vegetarian, he expressed criticism for Muhammad for his slaughter of animals and copying the fasting method from Hinduism. Okay. The Sair-e-Dozakh, A Walk Through Hell, an article critical of Islam published in a magazine called Risale-e-Vartman, was a take on Isra and Mi'raj, Muhammad's journey to heaven and hell according to Islamic tradition. Described as a brutal satire by Jean Thursby, it described a dream purportedly experienced by the author in which he mounts a mysterious animal and sees various Hindu deities and Sikh gurus in the realm of salvation. All right. Wow. Okay, so these are some of the modern critics of Islam. And interesting. I was kind of interested in seeing a little bit more about Muhammad and Martin Luther. Here's an article. It says, "Why did Martin Luther want the Quran to be published?" See this. Why did Martin Luther want the Quran to be published? Reigned, okay, campaign, Latin translation of the Quran through the Luther penned a well-known Lutheran Reformation hymn, Der Herr deinem Wort, found translated in English today as Lord, keep us steadfast in your word. Less well-known is the hymn originally began, Lord, keep us in thy word and work, and continued, restrain the murderous Pope and Turk. So he's talking there about the Pope. So he was going after both the Pope and Islam. The original words reflect the context in which the hymn was written, concerned the Ottoman Turkish advances in Hungary were getting too close for comfort. The German rulers called for special prayers. Martin Luther wrote the hymn for a prayer service in Wittenberg. It was subsequently published as a broadsheet in 1542 and in a hymnal subtitled A Children's Song Against the Two Arch Enemies of Christ and His Holy Church. Okay, so interesting. So this is definitely worth more study. Is that Martin Luther saw Islam as similar to the way he saw Catholicism. So anyway, that might be interesting to look into that. So, all right. Well, that wasn't our subject, but I just wanted to. I kind of just had this crazy idea to do this episode about what Martin Luther, because I have done what Thomas Aquinas said about Islam. So I was kind of curious what Martin Luther had to say about it too. And so, hey, Emmanuel, if you'd like to come on, bro. Normal is overrated. Howdy, gang. What do you mean by that? Normal is overrated. I think about the straw man way Catholic over here. Finally had something.
Salami, ham, cheese, pork, and beef with extra fatty bacon, pork chop. I like them, everyone.
That's funny.
Yes, we were worried about you, and now that didn't help us at all. So I'm just kidding. Is that a McDonald's fish sandwich?
Big Mac.
Oh, Big
I
Mac.
get one for $1.
There's some things we need to discuss, and I don't know.
Nice Pinky. Did you got Pinky an arranged marriage? Mashallah. Does the big bunny represents Muhammad and Pinky Aisha?
That's our Easter bunny, man. A salami bacon, Emmanuel.
The
Yes.
Easter Hamid.
Did you get a chance? So what's going on with this background, man? What is this?
This represents my days in the Navy. So this is up in the. I made an AI generation to give me a flight deck.
Okay.
Flight deck set. What do you? I forgot the name of it already. This is where everything happens. Where the captain, all the officers that drive the ship are where all the plan happens. Up in the flight deck of the ship and the carrier. It's called the island. You ever look at the carrier where the number is, the big island?
Yes, yes.
So that's where everything is up there. It's all we call, we call the O level,
Okay.
where you go up above from the below deck line, going up to the O level line.
Okay. All right. Well, that's and it doesn't have the cheesy, when you move the white stuff around you. So it's definitely higher quality. Well, there go. That did it though.
Oh my!
Still cheesy, but anyway, no. No, it's yes. Okay, you guys. I'm just gonna 1 second here. Yeah.
How's everybody doing while he's away? Like to say, praise the Lord, everyone. I'm coming to you live.
Oh, yeah.
So I want to see.
I'm gonna say it's not Pinky and the Bunny anymore. Yeah, it's not Pinky and the Bunny. We got to think about.
Snap! Oh snap! Team Cat, baby. Whoop whoop Costco.
Actually, I think this was from Costco.
Yeah, that's what I got myself for $15.
It's so funny that this happens all the time, man. It's like I invite someone. It's like me and this friend of mine, like 30 years, not 30, about 20 years ago. We met at a church in San Diego, and we were it was an Iraqi church, and we're both Palestinian ex-Muslims, and we never met each other or anything, but we're both have the same hairstyle, and we were wearing the same black suit.
What does your bald head looks much cleaner now?
Marriage is good, man. But it was like we had the exact same suit, same story, and we're both there to share our testimonies and stuff, and we became very good friends, but we were dressed the exact same way. So and several times I've had Sam on, and we'd be wearing the exact same clothes. So anyway, today it's your turn, my friend.
Ooh, yes. Big brother, little brother.
You know what? There was a guy who had a very unique gift. He was a mechanic.
Nice.
And he was a Christian, and they, the cats, the big Caterpillar tractors and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Some of the machinery in there, some of the
massive
is amazingly complex, and there were so many things that would happen to those that nobody would be able to figure out how to fix. But he was like, he was a Christian, and he had a gift. I mean, literally, he had a gift from the, where like a word of knowledge almost. When they bring him something, he'd know what the problem was and be able to fix it. And it was with cats. So anyway, there's.
I got a Christian brother who's from Belarus, a Russian background. He served in the Soviet era and came as a refugee many years ago. He did missionary work in Siberia. Like, I love talking to we fellowship almost every day, and same thing, like you talk about the mechanic. He's a mechanic genius. Like a lot of these Russians, I don't know, they just have this MacGyver mentality. Like he knows how to fix things, So he's been a big help. Like for me, like solving problems in my car. Like if I have any trouble, I could go to him, And
cool. Yeah. So hey, church in Morocco, come on, man. Haven't seen you in a while, so.
Oh yeah, the three. What do we call ourselves back then?
The Mortadin, yes.
Mortadin.
If he has a cat T-shirt on, that's it, man. The rapture is gonna happen today, and I'm just getting So yeah, cool. Yeah, well, you know what? I just did a Bible study on the wounds of Christ.
Yes.
And I thought, you know what? Hey, did you see my new opening?
I saw from last week. It was like a quick.
Yeah. Let me just put it up. Cost me
Like that.
$10.
Really?
So I gotta milk it for all it's worth. So
Oh man, I could have done it for free. I don't know how though, but
you know, I don't know that
I'm
stuff.
working on that. I'm not that perfect too. I've been working on the editing side.
Yeah,
My son somehow, man, he figures things out. Like young kids with their young mind.
yeah. Kids know all this stuff, man. It's their language. It's like a language for them, man. You know.
Amen.
So anyway, we were just I was doing a Bible study with this group of kids, and so let me just put up a couple of things here about the again, they struck him on the head with a staff and spit on him. You know, the
Is it the prophet that they made fun of, and then like an animal came and attack?
no, this is about Jesus, man. This
Oh,
is
okay, okay. I'm thinking of who was it? Ezekiel it was, or one of the prophets I was thinking of from the Old Testament.
oh. Hello, church in Morocco.
Salam al Masih, aquí.
Long time no see. Oh, we don't got no volume from him.
Oh, the jinn got his Wi-Fi and sound system.
He'll come on. It usually takes a few seconds.
Oh man, we're just missing. What's our other brother? Our newly ex-Muslim Palestinian brother to come. The Fantastic Four.
Blackwater. Yeah.
Blackwater.
Yes. And how are you, church in Morocco? Ah, what's going on? We don't usually have that. Yeah.
Oh wow.
Are you got yourself muted? I think you got yourself muted, church in Morocco. Oh, okay. Let's see. I got a message. No, we can't hear you. We can't hear you, church in Morocco. Aberration. It's a sign.
It's a sign. Team
Oh,
cat. Meow meow
look.
meow.
Aberration just bought the cat T-shirt. So
Did you got it on sale at Costco? $5 off.
translate. Abu Huraira. It kept on translating them. Hey, that's a good point. You know, in the Quran, in the Hadith, Abu Huraira, his name means cats.
Really?
We're gonna get every cat joke in the world today. So
So the word Hudayda means cat. So I know I'm the father of
Abu Huraira. He's one of the main narrators of Hadith.
yes.
Abu Huraira, and Huraira means cats, kittens.
Father of cat. Meow meow meow. Alif lam meow.
We have two of them. They always do.
And we have two cats, so they're our neighbors' cats, but they've adopted us. So
You know what we should do? You know how you always have your little logo up here on the top right?
yeah.
We'll wear our cat shirt. We'd call it Team Hudayda.
Abu Huraira. Or Beni Huraira, sons of Huraira.
I like that. I didn't know about that. That's a new thing I learned.
Abu Huraira means the son of the kittens. Yeah. Huraira means kittens. So
That'll be funny if Brother Morocco wears the cat t-shirt Arabic. Hudayda.
dude. Yeah. So what have you been doing on your channel?
I've been doing a lot of persecution report. Stupid TikTok removed one of my videos because I just went all out. I just said, I'm sick of this ideology. I have, just the more attack in Nigeria. And then Mozambique just made a fatwa to go to war with Christians, convert or die. And then I'm just talking about, you see, this is what Islam teaches. And then the media is just so focused on their narrative, like I understand the Hamas and Palestinian issue, but they don't. I said, why are you not making it fair? If you want to see what Islam is, look at the majority of the other countries, what they're doing. Like ever since Nigeria, like have you ever remembered back in the 80s or 90s? You never seen a lot of attacks happening in Nigeria. It's ever since when they had the Muslim president that came in almost maybe 10 years ago. That's when the massive persecution began happening against the Christians in Nigeria. I never ever recalled having that many attacks in Nigeria. Like I know it's like a 60-50 where Christian is a little bit more than the Muslims, but it's almost like evened out. But this is why I tell people this is what happens if this is what happens when you put an Islamist leader, you see their true colors. I mean, Ian Omar and what's her name? Rashida Talib. I think they caught them on a hot mic expressing their true feelings against this nations, and they caught her Ian Omar speaking something in the Somali language to the people, and they're in big trouble, you know. Pretty much I think they lost something there in the seat. This is what I say. Look, Islam, I love it, and I always say if the Muslims are watching, like people, if you're among like us, like me and Brother Steve, more westernized, we're aware what the teaching is. We're like the in-between Muslims. I mean, we're like in between, like to do what's right. It's like, how can you really defend the faith and ideology that teaches you have to unalive the Christians and Jews? And then the TikTok side, you know, it's like their battleground is losing. They always they're coming after my videos, want to report. I've been pretty good so far winning all my videos, but some of the big stuff, like I said, where's this hate speech? I said, I didn't say anything against an individual. I said the ideology. I said the killing that's happening is because I hate the ideology so much.
Mm-hmm.
You want to accuse me of a hate speech? These people are constantly just bashing their other faith, and then they just, oh, they're a protective group. Like, get out of my face with that, you know?
Yeah, no, it is. That's exactly what it is. And they're protected with dollars, you know, and oil dollars. So,
I just been bringing that up. I truly believe Christians need to be protected, you know, like they need to defend themselves. Now it's becoming a national security issue.
yeah, here's an article that ongoing reign of terror in Mozambique. And so, well, you know what? There's been so many, there's been so many people in Africa who are coming to the Lord.
Yes.
That, it's kind of like a reaction almost, you know, and the ISIS like Mozambique has been
and it's a majority Christian nation, Mozambique.
It was a Christian nation, really?
Yeah, it is a Christian, but you know how they're in a church. All they need is enough. Like you hear from the Muslims. All you need is a good 5%, 5 to 10%. Start a havoc in a nation.
Wow.
Like I'm just going to put like Muslim. It's 2024 now. You still want to cry about the Crusades? Like, you don't think people have a right to defend themselves? Nobody went after you, Muslims. Your own scholars will tell you historically, Muhammad never fought a defensive war. It's all offensive.
Mm-hmm.
Like this is where we narrow down to. I say, Muslims, now you got to pay attention. You need to understand what's Muhammad's message behind it. You want to cry about the Amalekite. If you actually had an open-mindedness to read the whole thing, God is bringing judgment to the nation. Yes, it sounds harsh to say to get rid of the kids also too, but this is how God weaved out against the nation. Muslims love like to see supernatural. They're okay with God destroying the world with water along with the kids. But we know that Israel, I think historically, they didn't go through all of it. So Israel had to go through being around their neighbors. I know God says something in one of the passages. Now you will have to go through a lot of the suffering along with your neighbors, you know, and there's going to be enmity between you guys, you know, for not following through. But God's grace and mercy has always showed through. And the difference with Muhammad's teaching is he tells you something. Look, because you don't believe, I'm going to unalive you. If you leave the faith, I'm going to unalive you. You begin to question my religion. You question Allah. You might get unalive. I'm going to beat you down.
Yeah. And the especially right now, you know, with the um, with with Ramadan,
Yeah.
that's usually it's a time. I mean, even now, the that verse in the Quran that says, when the sacred months have
Yeah.
passed,
In Surah
get
Nahl.
the
Mhm.
pagans and slay them wherever you find them. That quite often this has meant during Ramadan has been a time when Christians in the Middle East have really suffered. And did you ever hear about something like that in Bangladesh? Is that
Against other religions. Yeah, they'll talk because it's not a Sharia law country, but yeah, because uh, a lot of it in the north, where my ancestors settled in, when when my when my ancestor played a role in the Islamic movement towards India, they fought through the battle from Iraq, going through present day India. Like I found, like I don't know if I started doing more in depth history, that my family line comes directly from Abu Bakr. My great 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 grandfather
oh my God.
Uddin Qureshi. He was a Jude. What's the Arabic word for the Sharia law court? There was an Arabic word I remember. They used the word a. Uh,
Mahjab.
well, he did.
Mahjab al-Sharia, yeah.
He was a Sharia law judge
Okay.
after he settled in the area of Bengal, which is now present day Bangladesh, when it used to be India. Uh, when I look, like my ancestor started to pop up on Wikipedia. Like if you type in Shah Jalal, there are Sufi saints, and he had 360 followers. Shah Jalal was never married. He was more like a spiritual leader, they say, but he did fought against the Hindu kingdom when they found out one of the Muslims guy hands got chopped off when he did the akika. When you have a child born, they do the akika, I think it's called. I don't know if I saying it right. It's almost like you do. You know how they do the kurbani, but when you have a child born, they do like a ceremonial celebration. Akika. I don't know if that's the right word, but he
Mhm.
didn't have no one to feed to according to the tradition. And then in Wikipedia, it explains exactly how my father told me. So I'm surprised how they got that information. When I was in brother Faridi's channel, he heard about the name Shah Jalal is a Persian name. So they're I think it kind of ties in with it when the Islamic conquest came through. And so my great great grandfather family line came from directly from Abu Bakr.
Wow.
His last name was a Qureshi. So of course this is
Oh,
what my father used to say, that we have a special seat in Judgment Day because we came from the Qureshi tribe, according to
uh,
our ancestral line. That's why Muslims give the highest respect. If they find out you're a Shah or a Sayyid, you get the highest respect from the
wow.
Islamic family tree. That's why I used to say I'm nobody special. I'm a guy that grew up in the inner city in Newark. Who am I? You know,
Well,
like
being from Newark kind of, balances out any special privileges you get. And so, just kidding. No, but I'm reading about it here. Shah Jalal.
Shah
Yeah,
Jalal. Yeah,
there's a bot. So this guy's like your great 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 grandfather.
he had 360 men. It'll say that he had 360 followers. I remember my father said his 360 followers, out of the 360 men, one of them was a great 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 grandfather. They're all Shahs. Like along his journey, many people followed him. They mostly became Sufi. Their grave is over there in present day Bangladesh. They even, how the Shias do their pilgrimage, like in Iraq for the Shia.
Yeah, for like
Sufis, they do the ceremony, which is in present day
Hajj.
Bangladesh, of
Okay.
Shah Jalal, Shah Tajuddin, in that area. But if you scroll down in the Wikipedia, look under Shah Taj Uddin Qureshi. That's supposed to be my great 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 grandfather. That's what all our family told us.
Wow. So did you did your father know about what Abu Bakr said about getting into heaven too, since you're gonna have a special seat on Judgment Day?
Yeah, that's what my father told us. Even though it's not nowhere in the book, they consider him as, how in the Hadith, how Prophet Muhammad, he gets the PBUH. Any of the
Yeah.
followers, they get the RA Radiallahu Anhu.
Radiallahu anhu.
So
Yeah.
Shah Jalal was considered Radiallahu Anhu.
Okay.
So So this is the famous mosque in Sylhet. My father's grave is nearby there.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So my father, he wants to die along his grave to be along with our family down there.
Wow. So this is like a famous mosque in Bangladesh?
Yeah, because Shah Jalal settled there. His grave is right next to the mosque. This is why it's called the Shah Jalal Mosque. So this is where
Wow.
they do the ceremonial prayers. That's what be the Sufi saint Shah Jalal that brought Islam into that area.
Oh, I see. But you guys weren't Sufis, were you?
My father became Sufi towards his last death. But it's funny that this is where I don't understand. We're all considered Sunni, but they'll tell us our ancestors were all Sufi Muslims. They're all Sufis.
Mm.
So right here to they're Hanafi. It's weird. I'm not sure how that works. And
Wow. Yeah, because Abu Bakr is the one who said that if I had one foot in heaven, I would still not trust the makar Allah, the deceptiveness of Allah. He might still send me to hell. So,
so this is why when after the separation from India, with where Bangladesh was East Pakistan, because of that area was heavily Islam. So this is where how the British formed the two states. Okay, you got a bunch of Muslims there, a bunch of Muslims there. There you go, East and West Pakistan. Then they came and
oh,
murdered our people, raped our women. These Pakistani soldiers, even they think they're so special. They know there's majority Muslim, but they look at the Bengali Muslims as a lower caste, just like how
okay.
the Arab Muslims look at South Asians. This is the problem with their identity crisis.
Wow.
If you scroll down, you'll see my great grandfather's name.
Shah Jalal's
So
Majdid.
this is how the spiritual leader, this is the genealogy came from, where Shah Jalal came from. It came from Muhammad. Even though Muhammad didn't have any boys, but I think it's based on the tribes, the Qurayshi tribes, where the spiritual line came from.
Oh, here's the
From Muhammad,
genealogy.
yeah, the genealogy
Oh, Ali ibn Abi Talib, Hassan Basri. Wow, this goes back to Muhammad.
goes back
So,
to Muhammad. And then underneath it, you'll see there's a couple more names. They say that Shah Tajuddin was related to Shah Jalal.
okay, there's Shah Jalal. He's the last one there on the list there.
Yeah. I think under the companions, there's a couple more names that comes up, and you'll see my great grandfather's name,
What's his name?
Shah Tajuddin. You got Soyod, Shah Siddiq, Pir. Oh, later companions, under the later companions. Right there, Shah Tajuddin. That's my
Tajuddin.
great great grandfather. Yeah.
Whoa. Okay, this was from 1291. Dang. You guys got lineage all the way back there? Do you actually have a tree that goes back to that?
This is how our family passed out. This is what it surprised me. The Shah is pretty big. I'm pretty sure maybe they had other many wives, so it's a big branch.
Oh, I
There are
see.
many other Shahs that probably shared the storyline. So when I read it, I see even before Wikipedia came out, the storyline they say is exactly how my father told us about our family tree before
Wow.
the internet. So it looked like it's pretty accurate description how my father described to us.
Wow. Social. Oh, wow. Mullah Bari.
Bari means like a village, so they name under some of those found that settle out there. Bari means like a village.
Okay.
Yeah.
Dang. Wow. So yeah, I think Adam Seeker is also got some kind of Shah or something
Yeah,
like
we
that.
talked about it. We come from that because you'll see on the very top of Shah Jalal, he came through Punjab. So they picked up, I'm pretty sure there are more Sufi saints picked up, and his final settling place was in Bengal where they spread it
Oh,
through.
wow.
Yeah, so it goes pretty deep.
Wow. That's interesting. Yeah. Well, that's that's one thing that Jay Smith said. He says that the real push for Islam and the place where Islam is going to be defended isn't going to be in the Middle East with the Arabs. It's going to be in Asia because that's where the more of the radicalness is coming from, And so now, Bangladesh, Pakistan, and India, they were all like one country,
One
right?
country. I think even parts of
And
Afghanistan too.
Afghanistan too. Okay,
I think a
Kashmir.
part of it, yeah, all that.
Yeah, because and then the English broke it up.
Yeah, when they came, they would. India went through so many battles. Is it also with the Mughal Empire, with the Persian? I think that's where my ancestors came along. Then came the British, and that's how they took over everything. I think the British were smart, saying that there's a lot of regional fighting, and that's how they're able to take advantage of of the country. One of the
Yeah.
biggest prize that the British got was the British India Empire.
So do they speak English in Bangladesh like in India?
A lot of it in the government sector. I think a lot of them are well. You'll find a lot of educated people, but if you go too deep in the village, they're not going to speak well English unless you go to the city, like in Dhaka. But India is predominantly pretty good because the British system was like a lot of our alphabet system is all derived from the British system. Regardless of the separation, the culture is still the same. Like there are still Bengali people in India. If you go to West Bengal, because Bangladesh used to be called East Bengal, it was a state of India. So the whole area, even the other states surrounding, like Meghalaya, Assam, they fairly speak Bengali in those states also too.
Wow. Yeah, that's so. But Bangladesh is all Muslim, right?
I would say they say about 88%, about
Oh.
14% Hindu, and they say about 1% Christian. Most of the Christians are in. So we do have missionaries out there. I've met at the time when I was in the United Pentecostal Church, he was a oneness missionary, but at least there are Christians out there preaching. You got there's Trinitarians and oneness out there. But the one that I met, he was an American background. He spoke Bengali better than me. And then that surprised me. I didn't know we had missionaries out there. Because one day I was going to my church in Washington. Sometimes we'll get special guests, like any missionaries that did deputation, and they come back and share the story about what God is doing.
Mm-hmm.
When I went in there, wait a minute, what? Bangladesh missionary? I remember I was at the booth. I'm looking at the Bengali Bible. The missionary comes up to, do you understand? I say, yeah, I'm Bengali. He lived in Bangladesh so long. You know how most Bengalis, when they find out you're Bengali, they go happy, like, oh my gosh, you're Bengali. And like, but this guy speaks so good. And I saw at the time his kid was about 10 years old. I saw last time I saw on Facebook, his son grew up. I know he got married. But his son, yeah, he spoke fluent Bengali, like almost better than me. And
wow,
we do have Christians out there. The hard part they said to reach is the Muslims up north, where most of my family are. That's where a lot of the hardliner Muslims are, like true. Because of the Shah ancestry, they're very, very hardcore out there, But they've been reaching a lot of souls within the Hindus down south. From what I heard, a lot of Muslims are getting saved. Like talked to my cousin too. The last that I heard many years ago, the guy said about 500 Muslims were saved in Bangladesh. I think the numbers is growing out there. Hearing from my cousin about the problems they're having with the sheikhs down there, they're not answering their question. They're bringing up these questions about the hadith, nobody answering them. So changes are, even though it's still problem, but yes, I think there are a lot of internal problem. You know how Moses, in the Muslim culture, they don't want to expose the people leaving. They want to make sure the number is high, like, oh, people are converting. But I think from what I hear from my cousin, even within certain parts in our inner family, they hardly practice it. They know there's issues, but because of the cultural setting, it's hard to have these discussions. Or if they found out you truly don't believe it could be you bringing shame to the family, as well as you don't want to bring shame to the family. But this is the part they have to fight through. This is why we're breaking barriers. This is why it's bringing a lot of Muslims. It's stirring them up, and it's a good thing. As I keep agitating your spirit, I'm gonna keep agitating the Islamic spirit until they wake up. Until they get to the point. You know what? I have to look to the scripture, like I did. And I'm pretty sure all of us did too. Like when you were in your journey too, it'll lead you to the point. You know what? I got to take a deep dive into this book.
wow.
But
let me read you something here from Wikipedia. It says Christians in Bangladesh account for about 500,000 believers of the nation's population in 2022. And then, but I like this. It says the introduction and development of Christianity in the Indian subcontinent can be traced back to several periods with the help of several countries and denominations. The earliest connection to Christianity can be linked back to the arrival of the Apostle Thomas to
Mhm.
the Malabar coast during 52 AD.
In South India. Mhm.
Yeah. In addition, the apostle had managed to convert several thousands of Hindu Brahmins
Yeah.
as they were attracted to the lifestyle and were impressed by Jesus' sacrifice. Christianity did not have a presence in Bangladesh until the arrival of the Portuguese in 1510 with individuals like Alfonso de Albuquerque. The Portuguese missionaries. Albuquerque attempted to spread Christianity by encouraging intermarriage with native Bengali women. Therefore, their descendants were first generations of Christians. By 1514, the Portuguese had obtained the right to preach Christianity in Bengal, thanks to the agreement between the Catholic Pope and the King of Portugal.
Amen. And
Wow.
this is why a lot of Indians do have like a Spanish last name. I was actually talking to a pastor in Bangladesh. They have what was it like a Gomez? I forget what the last name is. I was surprised. Even in India, in Goa, that little section, even after the independence, that little state in Goa was a Portuguese territory. If you go to that region today, you'll see a lot of Spanish influence. The language they speak is called Konkani. It's almost like Tagalog, like the Filipinos, is a mixture of their native and Spanish, because you can hear a lot of Spanish influence in the Tagalog language in the Philippines, kind of like that in Konkani. You'll hear a lot of Portuguese influence mixed into the language.
Wow.
India is a unique country, unique heritage, unique mixture.
Wow, that's I love that thing about I've seen Christians in India to get their government. Yeah. Yeah, in Egypt it's impossible. You get killed for trying to change your ID. But this is a picture of about Christmas in Bangladesh. Yeah, it says this. There's a Christmas thing there.
Oh, praise God!
Wow. Well, you know what? God's got a remnant. You know.
Ooh, Dhaka Armenian Church. I didn't know that. Built in 1781.
Hello, can you hear me, guys?
Yeah, we can hear
Yes,
you
I
now.
hear you, brother.
Oh,
Welcome.
good. I need to fix my microphone.
Long time no see. How you doing?
I'm doing good, and you? How are you doing?
Doing good. Praise the Lord.
Good to hear.
Yeah, you know that's this whole imperialism thing. This big anti-imperialism thing. That's the British and all the Europeans. But you know what? When they went to those nations, most of the people who went, at least at the beginning, were missionaries. They were bringing the gospel. They weren't just going there to make businesses and stuff. And so as much as you don't really like the byproduct, which was the imperialism, but the initial motive was to preach the gospel. And so that's and I thank God for the Portuguese, because my mom is from Portuguese descent, so I get some credit for that. So just kidding. How are you doing, Church of Morocco?
I'll be right back. I'm gonna go use the bathroom. I'll be right back.
Okay. Thanks.
I came and he wants to go to bedroom.
It's the Big Mac. I think you got it.
At least you don't have a chicken in the background. Thank you for that. Long time no see. How are you doing?
I'm doing good, and you?
Yeah, doing all right. Yeah, just I've been doing my live stream a little bit earlier. It must be really early where you are, huh?
Well, sometimes I stay late. Sometimes I go early. It depends.
Yeah. We were talking about, what's happening in Nigeria Do you know much about what's going on in Nigeria?
Not much.
Yeah.
It's still
know,
Boko Haram there?
Yeah, I don't know if it's Boko Haram, but there's so much anti-Christian persecution, and it's, like one thing Emmanuel was saying, which I've heard before, is that the Muslim Christian population is almost 50-50, and but there's a lot of persecution of Christians there in Nigeria, and
Yeah, I heard some of this stuff and sad.
How is your ministry going?
Good, good. We got
Is it?
some. I got some emails from people that they want to join
Hmm.
the faith.
Praise the
So that's
Lord.
good. Yeah.
In Arabic or?
In Arabic.
Wow, praise the Lord. Yeah. That's great. Yeah.
So we need to work with them and see how serious they are.
Yeah, that's a hard thing, is, getting them saved, getting them, to follow the Lord and stuff, but then is the real hard work of discipling them, teaching them to walk with the Lord and to obey the Lord,
Yeah.
and that's
Well, the thing is, they are not where I live, from other cities, so I need to connect them with some people that I know. I'm sure they will disciple them.
Yeah. I was trying to look at the voice of the martyrs, to see what countries has the greatest, like the most persecution, I'm just kind of curious where the number one country and everything global, it's usually Iran. Iran's usually the number one country. And Somalia has been number two. But I wonder where Nigeria is, on that list and stuff. So, Voice of the Martyrs is kind of the one that usually does that list. Persecution. See if I could find that. Yes. Church in Morocco. Yes. Yeah. Have you been watching the situation in Gaza?
Yeah, a little bit, and I had every day like an argument with my family, trying to explain to them that Hamas is evil.
Mm-hmm. Do they like Hamas?
No, they don't like it, but they feel for Gazan people.
Yes. Yeah.
So
yeah, that some people don't understand that the situation with Hamas, that they're the kind of, I was there when Hamas took over the Gaza Strip, and I remember
you know that they were torturing even Palestinian, and they were killing Palestinian who don't agree with them or don't want to follow them.
right.
You heard about that?
I was there when they took over, and it was very violent. It was a very violent takeover, of Gaza. They were, killing people, throwing them off of buildings and blowing them up. And
Yeah.
it was a very bad situation. And, that's the reason that I left Gaza, when I did, because it just got so bad, and
People
and
forget that.
yes, well, there's this hatred of the Jews.
Well, I've been in some Moroccan lives, and they were discussing that, and I saw that like many Moroccans they don't like Hamas a lot, especially when Khalid Mishal
Uh-huh.
he went to Skype with an Islamic party in Morocco, and
Oh,
and he was telling people to tell the king that they should fight against Israel. And this is what Moroccans don't like anyone to tell them what to do.
oh, I see. Yeah.
So that time they start to like responding to Hamas. So now a lot of Moroccans tell them, tell Khalid Mashal and Hania and the others to leave Qatar and take their children and go fight Israel.
Oh,
Not us, not our business in Morocco to go fight for Palestinians. We
right.
have we have our things to take care of.
Yeah.
So I think that helped Moroccan to see what Hamas is doing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
I heard Mesh'al saying, "We're ready to sacrifice our lives for our people for this cause and everything like that." And it's like
Like that.
he's in a 5-star hotel in Qatar, and he's like, "We're willing to sacrifice, what are you willing to sacrifice,
Yeah,
the
and
innocent, the poor, and everything, and yeah,
I wanted to ask brother Hussein, like over the past 20 years, all the donation money that's been sent out there, like from your experience, have you seen it being distributed to help the people, like to build the country? Like,
you know what? No,
brother, I will tell you something. Saudi Arabia they sent like كيف تقول البقر the
mm,
cows like the meat to Gaza, a lot of meat, a lot of to give it to people in Gaza for free. So what Hamas did, they took this and they start selling it.
wow.
well, you see,
Yeah,
when I was there, I mean, I know I saw this with my own eyes that you'd go to a store and they'd have the free products that were distributed by the UN being sold in the stores.
yeah,
Distributed, they're supposed to be for free for the people. They're being sold in the stores, and everybody knew about it. Everybody knew about it.
Lord help.
And another thing, when I was there, I'd always hear, because I was there after Hamas took over, I'd always hear about the tunnels. They would always talk about the tunnels, but I always thought the tunnels were just for to smuggle food and stuff from Egypt. I never knew that it was a whole city under there, that was being used by Hamas, but I knew that they were digging tunnels. Everybody knew. And in fact, we knew that they were in houses. We knew that there were certain houses that had tunnels, the people come out of the tunnels into that house. And so I don't know if people were being paid, to allow the tunnel to come up into their house or what, but everybody knew about him, knew about the tunnels. And so now that we're seeing how complex and everything, it's, I mean, this is 20 years ago.
Yeah.
Even, I mean,
Out. So I'm wondering this where all these donation money, probably a lot of the donation money could have gone through, like
yes.
all that money for that.
they go to the leader. I think you saw some like IDF. They are showing that they catch a lot of money, man.
Yes.
A lot of money in these tunnels.
Yeah.
So we were watching the news with the family, and there was a cousin She came to visit us, and she was seeing these tunnels. They were showing. We were watching Al Hada TV. It's an Arabic, and she said, "Why didn't you build Gaza instead of having these tunnels? Why didn't help people from Gaza instead of like building these tunnels and spending a lot of money on there?"
Yeah.
So I was like, "Oh, now you're seeing what is going on there."
Well, the reason Hamas got elected, I was there when they got elected. The reason is because Fatah, who was the Yasser Arafat's party, they were thieves too. They were stealing the money and using it for themselves, and to where the people got sick of it, and everybody knew about it. They knew about this corruption, so they decided to go with Hamas. Well, look what Hamas did. They took the money too. And all this UN money that's going over there, and
Well, because if you see to all the resistance, the resistance differs. They assure that the people will not get hurt,
mhm,
so they sacrifice themselves
mhm.
to go and free their land or fight with their opponent. But Hamas is the opposite.
Mhm.
They are hiding in the tunnels and leaving people dying. And
Or
what
in
resistance is
Qatar. Or in Qatar, I've seen a lot of videos of people in Gaza finally coming out and saying, "Dude, Hamas is the one that caused this, and we're sick of them. We don't want them." But you can't. You got to be careful because you can get killed for that. So it's a very sad situation, man. And
I
yeah,
want, the thing that bothers me is like people back home, even though some of them are believe in Islam, but at least they see their issues with the government. Like, how can we counteract? Like, from your experience being in journalism, like many of the Muslims youth in the state, they are so far beyond brainwashed. They're getting this whole BLM type mentality here. Oh, they're oppressed, genocidal. But I said, the last 20 years, you've seen the population growing in Palestine. So if Israel's causing genocide, then you wouldn't see people dying out there left and right, and
Yeah.
like how do we counteract like I'm trying to find the right wordings for it. I hope you understand what I mean by just the things that they see out there, but the Muslims youth here are getting a whole different story.
Well, the greatest supporters of Hamas are Palestinians who are from there, who were born there, but now are living in the comfort of America and have the freedom.
Yeah,
They'll never go back or lift a finger to go help anybody there, but they're furious over here and they're fighting over here to show how much they support, the Palestinian people, when in reality they're supporting Hamas. I mean, including Christians, you see
yeah.
it. And it's frustrating when you see that, and this is a very difficult time, but
I,
the ones here in America, that's where or in Europe, they're so passionate, Palestine, but they won't go live there,
Exactly. And that's the problem with the leftist mindset. Like, what I've learned in the military, like being in the leadership, you have to show some actions. Like, it's easy to say, free Palestine, but like, what's the solution? What is the plan? Okay, now you get that. I mean, Israel is already tiny enough. Islam stole the whole massive country out of it. Like the thing is, what is your solution? You want to live in peace, but we already know Hamas' ultimate goal, because Muslims will hide a lot of things from the West. Because from that inner circles, what I heard, even when they're planned to Islamicize this country, like how many times I've heard the Dawah people come to the mosque, inshallah, don't worry, we will, America will become Muslim. However it is, we're going to do it somehow. So it's like it's like a lot of it, they don't want to show the secret out. They come with this, but the Hamas charter, of course, it's all derived from the Hadith sources to this Jew hiding behind the tree unalive them.
yeah.
They want to have enough of the Muslims to come in so they can just overpower it and take it over, And
Yeah. Here's a video. Here's a video of this lady. This look at this guy here. It's Arabic.
Oh yeah, I saw this before.
انه قرار سلم خلاص معي هبل هذا اللي بيسويه هبل قتل شعبه السنوار قتل شعبه
وين العداله؟ هو هذا الحكم اللي بيحكمنا يا سنوار وهنيه ابن المسؤول الحمساوي بقى عمره 20 سنه وله شب وله عماره ومتجوز وله كل ما يملك وابن اولادنا لا يملكوا من الحياه شيء.
إذا حكيت لك إنه حماس دمغت غزة شو بتقول لي؟
هذا شيء أكيد شيء أكيد يعني تمام هذا سبب.
هذا ايش بالنسبه للمقاومه اللي تيجي تخبى بين الناس؟ ليش تخبى بين الناس؟ يروح في جهنم يتخبى. يعني هذه شهادات من اصحاب
اللي دمروا البلد قول له يا ابو العبد انت اسمع حنين
ويا هنيه ويا عباس يا هنيه ويا عباس وين الكهرب وين الغاز وين الكهرب وين الغاز
احنا دفعنا ثمن تذكره حماس احنا دفعناها.
أنا بدي أوجه رسالتي إلى حكومة حماس. حسبي الله عليك والله يلعنك ويلعن أبوك ويلعن اللي جابك والله يلعنك يا سنوار يا ابن الكلب. حسبي الله عليك دمرتنا.
They're saying to take Hamas away from us.
You know, my heart
No,
really for them, you know, like, because, you know, there's always a soft side, just because, you know, like a lot of us, I look back, you know, when the 9/11 happened, I know what the pressure is like, you know, because I'm just an ordinary Muslim that really wants to live a normal life, you know. And, you know, a lot of people,
You know, it's sad.
these religious leaders, man, they brainwash these people, man. Like, I hope every Muslim now in this generation, I pray that they'll have used that, like my generations from 9/11. I hope this is their generation will say, you know what? I need to take a look what the Quran really says. I'm sick and tired of this and this habit. This should be a motivation for them to take a deep dive into their scripture. Because this is what happened to me in my generation in 9/11. I got serious. I said, you know, I'm sick and tired of people saying Islam is a terrorist, this and that. You know what? The imams does not tell me everything that I need to hear. I have to take a deep dive into myself because I relied it on them. Yes, I read the Arabic Quran, but what do I know? I have to rely on what they say.
It's
And
true.
I hope this encourages the Muslims to take a deep dive into their scripture.
And just get up. You know, the thing is that, you know, I think it's going to be something like what happened in Iran. You know, because in Iran, you know, the people, you know, the muftis and all, and those mullahs, you know, that was imposed on the people. And so they had no choice but to look like they supported it, you know. But now they're like saying, we're sick of you. And they're not saying we're sick of the government.
Yes.
We're sick of Islam. We don't want Islam, you know. So, yeah.
Absolutely. Oh, Father God, thy will be done.
I think Hussein is stuck, maybe.
Oh, did you froze, Brother Steve?
Yeah.
Hey, look, he's doing a pose.
Someone needs to free Hussein. We need to call for free Hussein now.
Free Hussein. He's stuck doing a pose. Oh, Lord.
That's an Arabic way of showing off.
Looking cute, Brother Steve. Oh, my Lord. Oh, so how are things back home in Morocco, brother?
Yeah, I hope.
I know I overheard you earlier when I came back from the bathroom. So even the people of Morocco also, it seems like they can't stand Hamas also, from what it sounded like from what you were sharing earlier.
Yeah, the most of, like, a lot now. There are some. You know,
We love
you
to
know,
pose the freeze pose like,
you did,
mashallah.
I told him that is the way of an Arab showing off.
Yeah, yeah. I think my internet's on the something, because on the blink here, it's like I don't know what happened there. So
You know how some of the live streams people do it in the middle of an advertisement? I think you were doing a quick pause. Don't forget your cat sweatshirt.
oh,
Ah,
you
I
know what?
see you.
I'm going to
I,
name this Cat Brothers. So
I see both of you are wearing cat. What is cat?
احنا أبناء حريرة.
We are the
Harira.
تعرف
know,
أبو حريرة؟
Harira in Morocco is a soup, a famous soup in Morocco.
A famous
Moroccan
soup.
soup.
The Soup Brothers.
you know Abu Huraira?
Abu Huraira, yeah.
Huraira, yeah. The
Abu
cat.
Huraira, that he's the one that stayed the most of hadith.
Yes, and he was
He's like a machine that's memorizing he was storing like a drive.
Yes.
He had a drive in his head. He was storing what Muhammad said.
Him and Aisha, yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
Cat is the company. I know most of North America, like America and Canada, the people that drives the tractors, the loaders, that's just the name of the equipment. The company that builds all the heavy equipment operators, like you see on the highways, that's the company's name.
Okay, thank you. I saw it here in Morocco. They sold it
Oh,
here.
yeah, they're like international too, I believe. Yes.
Well, you guys, we've been on here for an hour and 16 minutes with
good discussion.
2 minutes with me off the screen, and got a question. Hearing propaganda about 4,000 Palestinians killed. Oh, 40,000. This is somebody's asking about that, and that's 40,000 Palestinians killed. How much really, and how many? That's a hard question.
How much
I know.
really and how many combatants? Hamas doesn't declare how many.
Yeah.
How many her military is dying. They don't say any.
Yeah. One thing I can tell you, my experience in government, they like to exaggerate numbers. I don't know what it is about government. And
They're liars.
Like to add numbers, just make up something too.
Yeah. Well, that's the on the British media, they're always saying that, but the guys are saying, they're always saying that the Israel was lying about how many their people that died, but then they accept what Hamas says,
Exactly.
or the opposite. They accept what Hamas says, and then they say that, they accept what Israel says, and then they say Hamas, even though Hamas is not to be trusted, but nobody has come up and said that what the numbers are wrong, or with another number, and I've got lots of friends that have relatives that have, lots of relatives that have died. So I think it is terrible, and any.
Nicodemus asking us a question: where do I find Gog and Magog?
Mary did so many shows on.
Do you know there is a map, and I don't know where I can find this now. I had it in my old PC, but I can't get on it because it's burned. There is a place where it said that there was a rahala, a traveler.
Yeah.
That he went and he saw the wall. He said that
really?
he saw the wall, and he put it in a map.
Oh, okay. And there's billions and billions and billions of people behind it that are waiting for the day of judgment. And
no, in the past, Muslim scholars they believed that they can see Gog and Magog.
Yeah.
You can see them.
Yeah.
But ask yourself, how can no satellite
Yeah.
you know, because they were in the surface in the earth. I said in the Quran, I said that it was like Dhul Qarnayn. He
Yeah.
built a wall between two mountains, so it was in the surface of the earth,
Yeah.
not in a hiding.
Yes.
So why no satellite can find them? Where are they?
Yeah.
Interesting.
So you
Well,
just see that's just a myth.
yeah. Well, like what's his name? Yasser Qadi came out and said, "You know what? I don't believe this." He just came and said, "You know what? I don't believe this." So
Astaghfirullah.
he
No,
said,
it's true.
"Well, it's crazy, man. I'm trying to see Juj and Yajuj. Juj,
Juj wa Majuj wa Majuj.
yeah, Magog. Let me see if I can find that passage.
Mehbooba.
Okay, here it is, Surah Al-Anbiya.
Oh, you know that song? Mehbooba.
Mahbooba, Mahbooba. Tell me, Mahbooba.
That's funny.
Oh.
I didn't know you would pick that up, brother.
Where do you guys? I
No,
know
we say Yajuj and Majuj. I don't know. I keep thinking of a Hindi song. Mehbooba.
Mahbooba.
I know this song from a movie. I forget which movie.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember if it was with Amitabh Bachchan, I think. Or...
Yeah, it's Amitabh Bachchan.
Yeah.
Wow, you guys got the.
I didn't realize how famous Bollywood is, like international, even Middle Eastern.
Oh,
even
Bollywood? Are you kidding?
Yeah,
It's,
from Bollywood movie.
Here in Morocco, it's so famous.
whenever somebody has a like in Gaza, whenever they say, their life is a total mess, they say they film Hindi. It's like an Indian movie. It's like,
It is.
yeah. They say that the Indian movies always got the same plot. It's got a beautiful young girl, and her mom is hysterical that she's not going to get married, and she's.
Well, last week I watched the last movie of Shah Rukh Khan. I forget its name. The name of the movie. I just watched it.
Here's in the Quran it says, "It is impossible for a society which we have destroyed to ever rise again until after Gog and Magog have broken loose from the barrier, swarming down on every hill, ushering in the true promise, and the disbelievers will stare in horror." This is that barrier that Alexander the Great built. And
So he just built a barrier, like
copper
like,
and
yeah. So it's not like he didn't put them.
عشان ما تروحش تدور من الصبح.
فيش دواء من الصبح.
يا راجل ليش بتدور من الصبح؟ ما تدور بالليل يا راجل.
He didn't come on. Yeah, I think his wife was talking in the background. So
yeah. Crash.
That was your friend Alauddin. He's here for you, Emmanuel.
Oh, AKA Elias. We know it's you, Elias.
Yeah,
I don't know where Elias gonna come right now. Oh, what a surprise! Aladdin was just out here, and all of a sudden Elias come up.
How is Amore? Please send him our regards and prayers from Jordan. Oh, he's in Jordan. Dude, Alauddin is just having a great old time. He was in Egypt, now he's in Jordan.
So he escaped from jihad? Ran from jihad?
Steve, you are worse than Zionist. Hate your own blood Palestinians in your heart, even your own blood cousins. Reject you, deny they are my friends. You are worse than Iblis. Alauddin, you're being so nice today. Why is it? I mean, you're not Palestinian, Alauddin.
Brother Hussein.
Yes.
You need to ask him, where is his faith to do jihad and defend his country?
He's enjoying living in the Christian country of the Philippines. and
course.
he's not going to go back to Gaza, and so
Yeah,
So what do you call that? Coward in English?
I know in Arabic, I think the word is jaban. No, I'm
Jaban.
not. Oh, sorry.
Jaban.
he's disobeying Surah 2:20. Fighting is prescribed for you.
Yes, even if you don't like it.
Complain. Go fight.
Well, you know what? The last time he came on, he started telling me how much, even though I'm, I don't know if he knows that I'm talking with people in Gaza every single day, that I'm being wakened every single morning from people from Gaza who are so desperate, who are so scared, who are living in tents, and I'm trying to do things to help them, and most important, we have a GoFundMe page, and he, if he really cares about the people in Gaza, I know he's spending a lot of money traveling to Egypt and to Jordan, but if he wants to help the people of Gaza instead of just casting dispersions on me, he can go ahead and put some money in here. Let me just show you.
Aladdin, you have more Jewish in your blood than anything.
Yeah.
I'm sure your great-great-grandfather was a Jew. Then when Islam came, your forefathers got dhimmied. Simple as that.
Here's the Aladdin. I know you're still watching, even though here Aladdin. Here is the GoFundMe page, Aladdin, and you can go and give some money because they could use some money. And I know if you're traveling to Egypt and to Jordan from the Philippines, you must have lots of money. So you can help the people in Gaza. And here's a GoFundMe. Here's an opportunity for you to help. So, yeah, every time an Arab comes on, they tell me that I hate my people and everything like that. Yeah. It's like, he's never lived in Gaza. I lived there 6 years. Did he ever live? Did he ever set foot in Gaza? Did he ever even see Gaza?
That's
and except for on Al Jazeera on TV,
This is a perfect example. we're talking about free Palestine, right? So when I ask people, can you be specific? Is it just for the Muslims only, or does that apply to the Christians?
Yeah.
And Aladdin is telling you all this trash about you? Come on now. I thought this is all about free Palestine.
Yeah.
Be specific, Aladdin, if it's just for the Muslims only, or that counts as the Christian. You know what's funny? Right before the war started, before October 7th, I posted an article. A father and a brother murdered their sister / daughter. Well, the son and the father, they murdered their daughter for leaving Islam. A Palestinian family leaving Islam to Christianity, and she was murdered by her dad right before the war started. This is why I tell people, you experienced it. Is this about free Palestine? Be specific. Is the Christians included in this? Because I hear different stories all the time.
Yeah, well, do you
think Allah didn't know anything about Islam?
I don't think so.
I don't think he knows anything.
He just wants to argue and make his point across. Look at this. You really want to learn, or just want to make yourself feel like you're right? That's why I don't bother debating him.
There's XYZ, I think, has it best. He's only promoting his channel.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
He has a channel? Does he have a channel?
Aladdin, yeah, he does. He used to do responses to my episodes.
Yeah, I remember.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but his episodes, the stuff he did, it really helped my episodes. Because
thank you, Aladdin.
Yeah, so well.
Thank you, Father God Almighty, Lord.
Yeah. Well, you guys,
so you were going to show us the verse in the Quran. What's about?
Oh, I was going to show you the one about the. I was going to show you about the Gog and Magog, but then I decided to I think it's let me see if this is the one that I wanted to show you. 3. What's the verse about taqiyya?
Takia. Oh, about don't be friends with the Christians unless it benefits you. I think it's in Surah 5, if I remember.
I think it's 3.
Surah 3 tells you, I know, about just don't be friends with the Christian or Jews, for if you're friends of them, you're an enemy of Allah.
Yes.
Somewhere
لا
between 5.
لا تتخذوا اليهود والنصارى أولياء بعضكم بعض.
أولياء.
أولياء.
3. I can't remember the verse, the taqiyya verse of the Quran.
Don't be friends. I'll look it up too. Don't be friends.
I know the don't be friends one is 3:20:28. You know.
44 for me.
Are you talking about لا يؤاخذكم الله?
It's saying you could be nice to them, to their face.
Yeah, it says something.
But then in but your heart is against them, you know. And 3:28. Okay. Wait.
Sorry, I need to change the battery for my keyboard.
Among them, show all results. Let's see. Surah Maida. Take not the Jews and Christians for friends. They are friends one to another.
Yes, meaning there's times when a Muslim may appear friendly to non-Muslims. Yeah. That's 3:28.
Oh, 3:28. Okay.
Yeah.
28.
Against. Oh, I see. You can appear friendly to them, but your heart is against them.
Against them. Yeah.
3:28. Let me look at that again. Okay. لا يتخذ المؤمنين الكافرين أولياء من دون المؤمنين ومن يفعل ذلك فليس من الله في شيء إلى إن تتقوى منهم واتق. What? Can you read that for us?
Okay.
Here it is.
Kafiruna.
Can you see that?
No, not yet.
Oh, it's not on? Oh, sorry. I didn't.
Mu'minun.
لا يتخذ المؤمنون الكافرين أولياء من دون المؤمنين ومن يفعل ذلك فليس من الله في شيء إلا أن تتقوا منهم تقات ويحذركم الله نفسه وإلى الله المصير.
Wallahi masir.
Yeah, so what is that saying exactly?
Well, you can be a friend to like a mu'min. And to take like friends from non-believers. That's not from Allah. Only if you can, use taqiyya.
Taqiyya.
Wow.
لا تتقوا منهم تقاتا ويحذركم الله نفسه. What it say in English? Well, how did it translate it in English?
I don't trust the English translation, but it says believers should not take disbelievers as guardians instead of the believers. Whoever does will have nothing to hope for from Allah unless it is a precaution against their tyranny.
Lying in that line.
Yeah. But that word, تتقوا
منهم تقاتا. تقاتا منها from where it comes تقية.
The word taqiyya comes from that, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Tukatan.
And does the word taqiyya mean to lie?
Zero.
Or just to deceive, kind of?
Yeah, it's like to hide something and say something else.
Deception.
Okay. Yeah. 3:28. Yeah.
Taqiyya. My favorite halal Islamic Spanish food. Takia burrito.
Taquilla grande. No, taquilla.
So you,
Please.
so you said Aladdin is living in a Christian country?
He's living in the Philippines. Yeah.
Oh, so Muhammad said that.
Oh, so that verse was actually for him then, isn't it?
Yeah, that's. Let me find it.
Okay,
بين
you-
ظهرين.
I believe in
Hadith, it's a hadith.
It's in the Hadith. Oh.
Oh, sorry, I can't. I don't know what's wrong with my keyboard. Everything.
Somebody's got a chicken in the background.
I was gonna say that too.
And
Yeah, there is a neighbor. There is a neighbor has.
There's a hadith verse about roosters. Let me see what it says.
That's when they saw an angel.
oh yeah,
When so behind me there is an angel.
Oh, the rooster got scared. Oh, I see a jinn.
Not jinn, an angel.
Not a jinn.
And when the donkey make that sound, he saw a jinn or a
He saw
demon.
it.
Oh my gosh, that's so funny. I just love Muhammad's wisdom from the hadith.
His wisdom in embryology is totally, amazing. So ahead of his time.
Oh yes. Muhammad said, "Do not revile the rooster, for it wakes you up for prayer." Muhammad said, "When you hear the crowing of roosters, ask Allah's blessing, for the crowing indicates that they have seen an angel, brother." Hear a braying of donkeys, seek refuge with Allah from shaitan. This guy makes up along what he says.
Oh, Muhammad, you were just saying things.
Well, you know what? You're laughing, but this isn't really funny, because you know what? If he sleeps in, you know what happens?
Oh no!
Oh, don't let him.
Satan's going to urinate in his ear.
I wonder
You
how
know?
spiritual urinate looks like. I always wondered that.
No, I've heard it's physical urine. Yeah, I've talked to people about this. It's real urine.
Real urine. What's this orange stuff coming out of my ear?
If it's orange, there may be some kidney problems.
Tamales. Taquilla and tamales, senor.
Del taquilla.
Yo quiero taco. I was like, Taquilla Taco Bell. I'm thinking about the Taco Bell commercial. Yo quiero Taco Bell.
No,
Taquilla Taco Bell.
Serpico, it's chapter 3, verse 28, not Surah 328. I mean, not verse 328. It's Surah 3, verse 28. Yeah. Oh, my taquilla, please. Dale tu cuerpo alegría, Macarena, que tu cuerpo pagar alegría, cosa buena. Hey, Macarena.
Ah.
I'm still going to do that song, hey, Macarin. Khair al-Macarin.
I like Macarena and cheese too, senor. With some taquilla. Hallelujah.
Oh, you're giving me lyrics for my song, my Macarena song. So
I was thinking of a remix from Bryan Adams. Trying to use the Muhammad. What's that song?
Whatever I do it for you.
When you're lying in my arms. It's that song, We're in Heaven.
Yeah.
I put it in my mind.
I found the hadith for Alauddin.
Okay, can you show it?
I will send it to you and you can.
Okay. Put it in private chat and I'll show it.
Yeah, okay.
You guys get ready for a mind blower, because Church in Morocco comes up with stuff that just like,
Ding, 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 ding. Aisha, you're all that I want. When you're
That's
sitting in my lap.
I dedicate this hadith to Ala ad-Din especially.
El Su'al. Oh, which part is it? Qissat
It's
Hadith in Bari.
أنا بريء من كل مسلم يقيم بين أظهر المشركين قالوا يا رسول الله قال ولما قال لا تتراءى ناراهما.
Is that a song? Ya tap tap ding 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 wa illa. Aisha, you're all that I want. When you're sitting in my lap.
Emmanuel.
Hard to believe we're in Jannah.
Oh, this hadith says that
Emmanuel, from now on, decaf, bro. So
I'm trying to learn to say. I'm working on my vocalization.
what? Go ahead, Church.
I think he wants to be a singer. I think
both of you are very gifted singers. I'm surprised, you know.
I'm trying to be on Gaza Got Talent. Ding, 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 ding.
Hey, on air, there was a guy from the Arab Idol, is what it was called.
Arab Idol.
And the winner was from Gaza. It was
Really?
it was like, you can't believe what it did in Gaza that this guy won. You know, because Arab Idol it's like American. American Idol.
National. You got Spain. What do you got?
I saw him. I forget his name.
Muhammad. He became a famous singer. Yeah.
Yeah.
One of my brother in Christ, the one that ministered to me, his son made it to The Voice in the Philippines.
Wow.
Yep. He goes by the name of Thor Valiente.
Wow. So what is the hadith exactly, Church in Morocco, that for Ala ad-Din?
That Muhammad say, I am innocent of every Muslim who believe among the mushrikeen.
Who lives among the mushrikeen. Oh, so Ala ad-Din is toast.
Yep.
That is, wow. Did you hear that, Ala ad-Din? That was for you, my friend.
Maybe Allah knows the Muslim side.
كل مسلم يقيم بين أظهار المشركين. Oh my goodness.
Maybe he's in Mindanao. That's where all the Muslims are at. At one point, there was a big terrorist group in the southern Philippines called the Abu Sayyaf gang. Oh, you probably.
Abu Sayyaf, right.
We've done missions out there. We did training with the Philippine military. Yeah, so right now it's been pretty quiet down there, but there's still a lot of issues. They've been wanting to fight to have their own separate island, but the Philippines ain't gonna allow that. Anywhere where Islam trying to touch, they're trying to destroy nations, separate nations. Like, nope.
Wow.
So I hope Allah is watching this and tell us that Muhammad is bara'un minhu.
Wow.
So Ala ad-Din now is not a Muslim.
Ala ad-Din, you're not a Muslim anymore.
Yes,
according to his hadith, it's not me.
You can do a thing. You call yourself Al-Murtad. Just do a live stream. Call yourself Al-Murtad Al-Wahid all by yourself. But I'm willing to come on with you, Ala ad-Din, when you come to the Haqq.
Yeah, Ala ad-Din, I advise you to read your hadith and to know that Muhammad is cursing who live among the mushrikeen. And Muhammad said, لا هجرة بعد المدينة.
Wow.
لا هجرة بعد المدينة.
Wow.
There's
no
immigration. No immigration after
Medina.
the immigration to Medina.
Wow. All of the millions and tens of millions of Muslims living in Europe and in America. And
still unhappy.
Yeah, but it's prohibited by Muhammad.
Technically, yeah. That's the thing I battle daily. Am I going to go to hell? I'm enjoying life as a kafir.
and they do dawah.
Oh yeah, that's
And
why
they
they
want,
have to do it.
and they want people to come to Islam. So if people know Islam,
Yeah.
they will tell them you are not following your prophet.
Man, I'll never forget when I first met a white guy that's a Muslim. Every Asian and Arabic gets so infatuated. Oh my God, a white Muslim. Islam must be true, brother.
Yeah.
His words was, Inshallah, don't worry. My family will become Muslim. Actually, the white guy that was part of the dawah, he's the one that told me about that when I found out that Islam believes in Jesus, and nobody told me about that. I said, really? That's when I got excited. So what is he to us? He's a prophet. That's all the white Muslim guy told me.
Yeah.
I can't believe I forgot about that. I remember I said that it was him that I found out about Jesus and Islam. It's from a Caucasian ex-Christian.
Wow.
And he was part of the dawah. They came to the mosque. They were traveling around across the U.S.
Wow. Yeah, because a lot of it, and that's how they deceive them. They say, we believe in one God, and the Christian who doesn't know nothing, who hasn't been to church in 30 years, and they say, oh, we believe in one God too.
Yeah.
Well, we believe in Jesus, though. Oh, we love Jesus more than you do. And they fall for it. They don't realize it's a different Jesus, you know? And
I was so excited. Oh my God. Every time I hear from the Christians, I'm like, gosh, man, their Jesus sounds pretty cool. Like, I don't hear nothing good about Muhammad so far. Then when I found out he was Jesus is a Muslim for us? Oh, tell me more about him. He's a prophet. He's a prophet.
yeah.
That's not a good enough answer.
El Messiah. Yes. Wow.
No, this is where people are not educated. That's the problem.
Yeah.
Can't sing
Try
the
to grow my
song.
hair back again. Get my nice long hair. Do my man bun.
Yeah,
Encourage
I
my
want to do a man bun too.
I was thinking
Oh.
about coconut oil.
Oh, my wife says, Emmanuel, put coconut oil on your hair.
Oh, I use coconut oil. I use that a lot. Actually, I got some coconut oil.
Yeah, I do too. It really makes it shine. And so, actually, I tried camel urine. Look what happened.
The camel urine killed my hair cells.
Follicle.
I'm willing to donate if you need a hair transplant. I'm willing to donate some hair. When I grow it out more, I'll cut it. Actually, I heard about this. True, it can happen.
Yeah.
Oh, do you know that this hair that went off, that's the wisdom that take them off.
Well, you know what they say? They say God made a few perfect heads, and then the rest of them he put hair on. And so,
that's true.
Mehbooba, Mehbooba.
Wow, you remind me of this song. Mahbooba, 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 ya Mahbooba, hey.
now you guys are going to make me look for that song.
I wish Shara Adil gonna come back.
I'll play that song for you right now.
Yeah. Oh, do you have it? Hey guys, I want to show you something else that's amazing. Here.
Okay.
Wait a second. After this, I'm going to get in trouble. I'm not going to be able to monetize this video. I don't think I'm going to make that much money from it. But anyway. Oh, you're going to get me in trouble, man.
Brother Emmanuel, is the Juma mean?
Oh, Juma,
Juma.
Oh man, you guys. Yes.
Oh, that's a classic. So how can I forget about that?
You guys are getting me in trouble with that kind of stuff. Okay, let me put on the. There's the other one. This is funny, you guys. Watch this. This is amazing.
ثم هيك. I'm gonna tell you what does it say?
Okay, here, watch this, you guys. This is funny.
ثم
Wait a second. Okay, watch this. This is amazing, you guys. Watch.
I'm jealous of that bird. Dang. He's taking us to church.
Everybody.
Wow, that bird got skills.
Uh-oh, what's this? Okay.
Wow, he sound better than the guy that's calling prayer next to me.
He sounds better than your rooster too. Sorry, but
Yeah. Oh, it's not my rooster.
oh, it's not yours.
If it was mine, it would be in the oven.
By the way, you guys, I had makluba tonight, so one of the benefits of having
Do you know what is makluba? Makluba means in Morocco?
upside down.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Well, usually when my wife makes it, I get to flip it, but today I didn't get to flip it, so I'm feeling.
Sister Ida said, "Bird sounds better than Bilal."
Yeah.
Ah,
You know
Bilal.
what Bilal sounds like.
Bilal. Do you know, Brother Hussein? Have you ever asked a Muslim if Bilal was he's like in the level of the companion of Muhammad or not?
Oh, he wasn't a companion; he was a slave of Muhammad, right?
And he was with Muhammad from the beginning.
Yeah.
All I see throughout the hadith is Bilal, go do this, go do that.
Yeah.
Well, I don't see nothing magnificent what Bilal did. He was the most famous azan singer. Like,
but Muhammad did say a very nice thing about Bilal. You guys be very nice. You know, we got to be fair and objective with when we talk about this, because remember when he wanted Bilal to kind of lead one of his troops because he knew Bilal was loyal, and then some of the Arabs said, "Hey, we don't want to listen to a black man." And Muhammad said, you obey those over you, even if they have a head like a raisin, and so.
I like how some of the Africans defend that. I said, dude, are you paying attention to what he just said? Even if you have a raisin head, he tries to say yes, if it's a black guy. You don't see him talk about any other race.
Well, he said bad things about the Kurds too. The Kurds are demons. They're jinns, and
yeah, I try to tell a lot of Turkish Muslims, like, where you guys found that? Muhammad didn't say nothing good about you Turkish people.
Turks or anybody. You just
hey, they treat our people badly in Dubai,
Yeah. Well, you guys, thank you for coming on. We made it to 2 hours, and I think you know what, I may have a job, you guys. So been looking. So
snap.
I wanted to have my sister. My sister told me that she prayed, said, I'm really praying for you that you get a job in a church, and I may have a job in a church as a janitor. And so I just got to be more specific next time. Tell my sister, can you pray more specific? I did get a job in a church, but I'm a janitor. But
what does mean janitor?
Cleaner, kanes, kanes.
Kanes.
Yeah, not kanas. Like my friend Taysir.
Yeah.
Karanas. Hey, Karana. Hey,
yes,
bro.
I know what means kanas. Rebukeness. Yeah, it's good.
Yeah,
we're hiring, Brother Steve. He's got to move up to Seattle.
Yeah.
No.
But you're gonna work only on Sunday.
No. Yeah, it's a 4-day-a-week job, so yeah.
So people start to go to the church more than Sunday.
Well, I'm not sure how it works, but yeah, it's like 4 days a week. So, hey, it's a job. So, for now, and then maybe I'll be the pastor by next year. So,
you know who serves people is better than, I forget this verse in the Bible.
He that serves is
That's right. Amen, brother.
Yeah. All right, you guys. Thank you so much for coming on, and
thanks to you, and God bless you.
Yes, have a blessed night, and thank you everybody who hung out with us. If you haven't done it, please do it now. Jesus, help me. Jesus, forgive me. Jesus, come into my heart. Jesus, help me. Jesus, forgive me. Jesus, come into my heart. You know what?
Amen.
يسوع ساعدني، يسوع سامحني، يسوع ادخل قلبي. I gotta tell a joke. Okay, this is a Muslim joke. Okay.
Knock.
Okay, this guy was in the mosque and he's praying and he says,
Hold on, brother. I need to laugh before you say the. I need to laugh before you say the joke.
Okay, this guy's in the mosque praying and he says, Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, Rahman ar-Rahim, Rahman ar-Rahim, Rahman ar-Rahim. The guy behind him says, Malik. He says, Oh Malik Yawmiddin.
I'm sorry, I lost the joke.
I understand it. That's why I laugh.
I got lost. Like, where's the punchline?
Well, Malik in Arabic means what's wrong with you. And then it goes into Malik Yawmiddin. So, anyway.
I pushed him, Malik. Oh.
All right, you guys. God bless you. Thanks for coming on.
Bless you all.
Blessed evening, and
a happy New Year.
Come again. All right.
Thank you. Come again.
Happy Ramadan. Happy Ramadan.
Happy feasting. Fasting.
Oh, man.
Yes.
God bless you. Bye.
God bless you, brother. Thank you so much for coming on. It's good to see you again. So, and God bless the rest of you. Be blessed in Him.
If you have ever wondered why Dawah apologists lie so much, it's because on a rare occasion that they tell the truth. If you have ever wondered why Dawah apologists lie so much, it's because on a rare occasion that they tell the truth. This happens.
One of the reasons I accepted Islam was the scientific miracles. I'll be honest with you. And now we know that this whole scientific miracles was absolute nonsense.
That the standard narrative has holes in it. That's what I'm going to say.